unbelievably disturbing, and bizarre historical facts most don't know, and will blow your mind. Part 1. Disturbing government experiments and conspiracies that will make your blood run cold. In Canada, the Duplessis orphans were unknowingly subjected to psychological experiments in the 1940s and 1950s, where orphaned children were used as test subjects for psychiatric treatments. Meanwhile, in Brazil, the Brazilian military dictatorship secretly sterilized thousands of indigenous women during the 1970s. Heading to South Africa, Project Coast, a covert chemical and biological warfare program, conducted disturbing experiments during the apartheid era. In the United States, the Tuskegee syphilis study involved withholding treatment from African American men with syphilis for decades, leading to severe health consequences. In Australia, the British nuclear tests at Maralinga during the 1950s exposed indigenous populations and military personnel to harmful radiation. Meanwhile, in Japan, Unit 731, a covert Japanese unit during World War II, conducted brutal experiments on prisoners, including biological warfare research. Our next stop is China, where the Chinese organ transplant system has faced allegations of using organs from executed prisoners, raising ethical concerns. In the United States, the Manhattan Project during World War II involved the development of the atomic bomb, with significant environmental and health consequences. Taking the top spot is the Montauk Project in the United States, an alleged series of government experiments involving mind control, time travel, and extraterrestrial contact. While the project's details remain murky, it has become a focal point for conspiracy theories and speculation. Part 2. Creepy and abandoned asylums from around the world that will give you the shivers. In Italy, the Ospedale Psichiatrico di Volterra, an abandoned asylum, housed patients in squalid conditions and is now a haunting reminder of the mistreatment of mental health patients. Meanwhile, in the United States, the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in West Virginia operated for over a century and is infamous for its tragic history. Heading to Japan, the Taunton State Hospital is an eerie abandoned asylum that served as a psychiatric facility, and its crumbling buildings evoke a sense of desolation. In England, Denbigh Asylum in Wales was closed in the 1990s and stands as a decaying testament to the history of mental health treatment. In Germany, Bielitz-Heilstatten near Berlin is a sprawling complex with a dark past, including the treatment of Adolf Hitler during World War I. Meanwhile, in Australia, the Beechworth Lunatic Asylum has a disturbing history of patient mistreatment and is now known for paranormal activity. Our next stop is the United States, where Penhurst State School and Hospital in Pennsylvania was the site of horrific abuses against residents with intellectual disabilities, leading to its closure. In Italy, Poveglia Island near Venice served as an asylum with a dark history, rumored to be haunted. Taking the top spot is the Byberry Mental Hospital in the United States, which faced allegations of overcrowding, neglect, and patient abuse before its closure. The abandoned facility is now a chilling reminder of the challenges in mental health care. Part 3. Terrifying natural phenomena that will make your blood run cold. In the United States, the mysterious phenomenon known as the Bermuda Triangle has been associated with the disappearance of numerous ships and planes, sparking speculation about paranormal activity in the area. Meanwhile, in Iceland, the eerie and unpredictable geothermal area of Hveravellir is known for its unsettling atmosphere and ghostly legends. Heading to Italy, Lake Avernus near Naples was once believed to be an entrance to the underworld in Roman mythology, with tales of poisonous gases and mysterious happenings. In Indonesia, the Kawah Ijen volcano emits blue flames due to ignited sulfuric gases, creating an otherworldly and unsettling scene. In Japan, the Aso caldera is an active volcanic caldera that periodically releases toxic gases, posing a threat to the surrounding areas. Meanwhile, in Tanzania, Lake Natron's high alkalinity and temperatures turn animals into stone-like statues, creating an eerie and haunting landscape. Our next stop is Namibia, where the eerie Deadflay is a white clay pan surrounded by towering red sand dunes, with the skeletal remains of ancient trees adding to the surreal and unsettling atmosphere. In Canada, the Mackenzie River's ice circles, large rotating ice disks, have sparked fascination and eerie legends among locals. Taking the top spot is the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia, an extreme and otherworldly landscape with bubbling lava lakes, acidic hot springs, and salt flats. The area is one of the hottest and lowest points on Earth, creating an inhospitable and surreal environment. Part 4. Dark and disturbing traditions from different cultures around the world. In India, the practice of sati, where widows self-immolate on their husbands' funeral pyres, was historically a shocking tradition that has been outlawed but left a haunting mark on the country. Meanwhile, in Papua New Guinea, the Fore people practiced endocannibalism, consuming the remains of deceased tribe members. Heading to Ethiopia, the Mercy tribe practices lip plates, where women wear large, decorative plates in their lower lips, a tradition that has drawn both fascination and criticism. In Japan, the Aokigahara forest, known as the suicide forest, has a dark reputation due to the high number of suicides that occur there. In the United States, the controversial and secretive Skull and Bones Society at Yale University is known for its dark rituals and associations with powerful individuals. Meanwhile, in Mexico, the Day of the Dead involves elaborate celebrations and the creation of sugar skulls to honor deceased loved ones. Our next stop is Australia, where the Aboriginal practice of walkabout involves indigenous youth venturing into the wilderness to gain spiritual and cultural knowledge. In Russia, the Black Dolphin Prison is known for its harsh conditions and disturbing practices, including the use of trained dolphins. Taking the top spot is the ancient Mayan tradition of bloodletting, where individuals would ritually cut themselves to offer their blood to the gods. The practice was believed to ensure fertility, rainfall, and other essential elements for the survival of the community. Part 5. Disturbing and mysterious disappearances that will haunt your thoughts. In Australia, the disappearance of the Beaumont children in 1966 remains one of the nation's greatest mysteries, as 3 siblings vanished without a trace during a trip to the beach. Meanwhile, in Japan, the vanishing of Japanese actress Yuki Tokumitsu in 1969 has perplexed investigators for decades. Heading to Canada, the case of the missing McStay family in 2010 saw an entire family vanish from their California home, only to be found buried in the California desert years later. In Argentina, the disappearance of Jorge Julio Lopez, a key witness in a trial against human rights violators, remains unsolved since 2006. In South Korea, the mysterious disappearance of Shin Sang-ok and Choi Eun-hee, a renowned film director and actress, in 1978 was later revealed to be an abduction orchestrated by North Korea's Kim Jong-il. Meanwhile, in Italy, the vanishing of Emanuela Orlandi in 1983 has led to numerous conspiracy theories and unanswered questions. Taking the top spot is Malaysia, where the baffling disappearance of Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 in 2014 sparked international speculation and conspiracy theories. The plane's vanishing remains one of the most significant mysteries in aviation history. Part 6. Disturbing and forbidden places you should never visit. In China, the Forbidden City in Beijing is surrounded by tales of paranormal activity, making it a place many locals avoid after dark. Meanwhile, in Japan, the infamous Aokigahara forest, known as the Suicide Forest, is considered so haunted that it is illegal to camp there. Heading to the United States, the mysterious zone of silence in Mexico extends into Texas, where radio signals are said to mysteriously vanish, leading to tales of extraterrestrial encounters. In Australia, the Pine Gap military facility is off-limits to the public, with restricted access due to its sensitive intelligence operations. In Romania, the Hoia Bashu forest is considered one of the most haunted places in the world, with reports of UFO sightings, unexplained phenomena, and eerie feelings among visitors. Meanwhile, in Russia, the abandoned city of Pripyat near the Chernobyl nuclear power plant is a chilling reminder of the consequences of nuclear disaster. Our next stop is Germany, where the secretive Wewelsburg Castle was a site of occult ceremonies during the Nazi era and is said to be haunted by its dark past. In Israel, the mysterious Zone 51 near the Dead Sea is strictly off-limits, with rumors of secret experiments and paranormal occurrences. Taking the top spot is North Sentinel Island in the Andaman Sea, home to the uncontacted Sentinelese tribe. Visiting the island is forbidden due to the tribe's isolation and hostility toward outsiders, with lethal consequences for those who attempt to approach. Did you enjoy learning about these fascinating facts? Be sure to like, subscribe and comment for more incredible Top 5 infotainment. Thanks for watching.